Hello everyone, my name is Madison Arthur with Windermere Real Estate, and I'm a local broker here in the Seattle market, helping you find the right fit if you're looking to purchase a home. And I also specialized in creative marketing to help you sell your home if that's what you're up to. Today we're going to be discussing some of the home improvements that you can make to your property to get the best return on investment if you're looking to sell in 2025. Okay, so the first on this list is adding usable square footage to your property. Now, it's no surprise that this is going to be your number one thing to do because the biggest deciding factor for price tends to be square footage and usable space. A simple example of this would be finishing out your basement. Now, if you have limited space to do this, I would recommend focusing on bedrooms and bathrooms because these are going to add the most value, specifically bedrooms. But if you want the most bang for your buck and you have the space to do it, converting your basement into an actual living space with a kitchen or kitchenette, bedroom, and bathroom is going to give you the biggest return on your investment, and we're going to talk about that right now. In Seattle-Bellevue, with high prices and high interest rates, many people are looking to purchase single-family homes with the possibility of utilizing income-producing opportunities as well. So what do I mean by that? Well, we're looking at additional dwelling units and detached additional dwelling units. So for starters, an ADU is essentially like if you were to convert your basement into a separate apartment. You could have a separate entry potentially leading from out back, and it's a space that you could have renters in, whether that be long-term or even short-term, such as Airbnb, for example. Now, a detached additional dwelling unit is kind of like a mother-in-law suite that is a backyard cottage, for example, or any kind of structure that is not actually attached to the home. So ADUs and ADUs are getting really popular in Seattle. As mentioned, it's because, oftentimes Seattle home buyers are trying to find ways to reduce their monthly payment. So by having one of these as an income producing option, they can make money and reduce their mortgage payment by having some of it offset by the renters. That's becoming really popular. Now, another reason why this is super common and something to consider if you want to be more competitive in your market in a single-family home is that there's a lot of multi-generational families here in Seattle as well. There's a lot of people downsizing, a lot of elderly folk leaving their homes and moving in with their families so that they don't have to take all the equity that they've made off their property and put it into another home. Living with family can be really nice as you get older, and that's something that we're seeing a lot. So having that as an opportunity and something that, multi-generational families can use is also really smart. Generally speaking, usable square footage is amazing, and having additional space that could be used for, multi-generational or for renters is also huge right now, and probably your number one improvement if you have the ability to do so. That will make you a great ROI. Alright, so number 2 is kitchen and bathroom remodels. These are really big because oftentimes buyers want to have nice spaces for kitchen and bathroom, and will give you a great ROI. Now, keep in mind to focus on functionality and not just cosmetics, because oftentimes sellers will focus on those things in terms of making it look prettier, but not what's actually going to be beneficial to the buyer. But when people are walking through the homes generally trying to find something that they're going to live in for a long time, they're going to look at how the space functions for them. So perhaps that means blowing out a kitchen wall to expand the living, dining, and kitchen area to have more of an open floor plan, or adding additional storage space that wasn't there before. Stuff that's going to actually improve their quality of living is what you should focus on, as opposed to just nicer fixtures and cosmetics. Though I will say those are important too, so don't miss them, but just don't focus on them entirely. Okay, on to number 3. So number 3 is going to be replacing or repairing your roof. Now, in Seattle and Bellevue and just the greater Northwest Washington area, precipitation is huge. And so having a roof is going to be massive in protecting your home and just the structure underneath its roof from any damage. And so buyers are really going to look at that. And not only this, but it also is one of those first impression elements. So when someone sees pictures of your home or sees it off the curb, they're going to look at the roof as one of the key points to if it's in good condition, specifically for, the structure of the property. So that's another big one that I definitely recommend looking into. and also just cleaning and making sure it's in really, really pristine condition upon listing your property. So number 4 follows that same train of thought when it comes to curb appeal. So landscaping is going to be huge and something I absolutely recommend doing as an improvement. So what you're going to want to do is power wash the exterior of your home and anything that feels as if it's kind of dirty to give it a really clean, pristine, and polished look. You're also going to want to replant shrubs that might be a little bit old and wilted, and put florals around the property where you think that it might help it stand out a little bit. I also recommend seeding your grass and working with a landscaper to make sure everything is green and lush. Specifically if you're selling in the spring and summer, keep in mind spring and summer, at least in our market here in Seattle-Bellevue, is going to be the best time to sell if you want the greatest return on your investment. It's also when your home is going to show the nicest. So, the sun's out, the leaves in the trees are green. This is all going to be helpful, and capitalizing on it by making sure your property looks really good outside is also an improvement I definitely recommend, and one that's not super expensive but can make a big difference when selling your home. Alright, so the 5th on this list is eco-friendly and energy-efficient upgrades. In Seattle, in just the general area as mentioned, people look at this stuff a lot because, we want to live in a more eco-friendly environment, but also we want to lower utility costs, and this is something that these upgrades can do. So we're talking things such as solar panels, tankless water heaters, and energy-efficient windows. Things like that are all going to fall under those 2 buckets of helping your property be more energy efficient, while also being, a better home for the environment. Now, something I recommend doing is going to visit some of the new construction homes in your area to see what those specific energy efficient upgrades are in your market, and it's going to help you see what's out there that buyers are looking at when it comes to newer construction homes, so that you know how to place your property against that kind of home, because again, these are pretty standard with newer properties. And kind of on the same line of thought with eco-friendly and kind of energy efficient upgrades are those that establish smart home technology too. So a great example would be adding a good security system to your property. If that's something you don't already have, it's one that buyers care a lot about right now, and it's nice because it's going to feel as if the home is more move-in ready for them, which is of course an important aspect for many buyers, and upon moving in they'll know that they'll feel safe and comfortable in the home. So that's another kind of upgrade I would recommend doing when it comes to technology and energy efficiency and kind of everything that falls under that umbrella. Alright, so the last topic we're going to talk about, and the 6th and final thing, is making small changes to your property to help it go from what we call wholesale value to retail value. So if you think about it, it's kind of like selling your car. There are used cars that might be kind of damaged, or the handle is broken, a window might be cracked, versus a car that is brand new in the sense that it's really clean, there's no major repairs, nothing really is damaged. That's kind of a way to look at this next set of things that you can do, and they're all pretty small, but they all have a really big return on your investment. So the first is going to be painting your property a neutral color. The reason that this is nice is because it brightens the space, but also you're going to be able to cover up any dents and scratches and kind of scuffs on the wall that you've had from living in the home for a long time. So it's going to allow buyers to not have to A, do that work, and B, see all of the kind of little scuffs and damages you've done over the years. So that's definitely important. The other is replacing old flooring, specifically old carpet. It's something that buyers aren't going to love if it's not in good condition, and they're of course going to replace it. So if you can do it for them, it's going to allow your property to stand out on the market and again have that more new feeling, which is what draws people in and makes it feel like they can quickly move into your home. Now, another thing that you should definitely do is hire a handyman to repair all of the minor little things that are wrong with your property. So this could be something as simple as replacing that broken door handle, or fixing the hinges on your closet so that it closes and opens properly. All of the things that are small, minor fixes that's going to help your property go from, again, something more wholesale to something more retail. And it's not super expensive, but it does make a massive difference once buyers are picking between 2 similar properties on the market. and allows you to stand out outside of your competition, which is other listings. So these are my lists of improvements for 2025 if you're listing your home that I think are going to add a lot of value. Now, if there are other things that you think should be worth mentioning, comment them down below. And also, if you are living in the greater area or moving into the greater area, you should follow my page because I make a lot of real estate content and ideally a community that you can come to with all things home related. So with that being said, I thank you so much for watching the video and I wish you a great rest of your day. Bye.